coffee that I need in the morning. You're the sunshine in the rain when it's pouring. Won't you give yourself to me? Give it all.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Princess LaShawn, back with another video. It's nighttime tonight, and I was just like, I want to do a video. So here we are. I'm doing a video, and the topic today is about anger. It's actually raining outside. I'm in my car. Well, clearly. It's about anger, y'all. Like, I picked that because I saw some post on Instagram, and the post said, "You cannot see your reflection in boiling water. Similarly, you cannot see the truth in a state of anger. When the water calms, clarity comes." And I love that post because I feel like that really is the truth. You know, a lot of people, deal with anger issues. I'm not about to lie. I got anger issues too sometimes. I think it's a normal, kind of natural emotion, right? It's a natural emotion for us to have. So it's not something that's not needed, right? All the emotions that we have that I kind of talked about before are necessary for different reasons. So in this case, anger can help you identify a problem. It can help you establish boundaries. It can help motivate you. So anger can be seen in different ways. Now, the thing about it is, sometimes anger is used as a control tactic, depending on the personality that you're dealing with. So if you're dealing with someone that typically enjoys when people get angry, or enjoys, picking, or, trying to get some type of reaction out of people, your anger is ultimately being controlled. Your emotions are being controlled by them. So those people we trying to stay away from. But sometimes you can't. Sometimes they're in your family. Sometimes they're friends for whatever reason. And you want to try to understand what you're going through at that moment when you get angry, right? Like I said before, it's an okay emotion to have. But you want to know that the anger is a cue, right? It's helping to navigate, like I said, if you're feeling uncomfortable and you need to establish a boundary, right? Because the more you can identify why you're angry, the more you can avoid being angry, right? So if I give y'all an example, if I don't like when people move my stuff, right? And I like my things a certain way, and my sister or my cousin touch my stuff, I'm gonna get angry, right? The issue is the fact that they touch my stuff. If I communicate with them, hey, listen, don't touch my stuff, this is something that irritates me, right? Now in the future, I can avoid that anger, right? Instead of just indulging in the reaction every single time it happens, because I use the communication. Now, let's say that don't happen, because right, in a perfect world, we're not going to always have the reaction that we want from the people around us. Okay, that's fine. You do something else. Maybe you move your stuff to a private room, or you have to adapt to avoid certain reactions from yourself. So it's really about getting in tune with yourself to the point where you now know the things that are going to fling you over the edge, and you're now avoiding those things, right? And there's not an issue with avoiding as long as you're not avoiding serious things that need to be addressed, right? But avoiding in a positive way where you're not allowing yourself to get to 1,000, right? And that is controlled. So there's a couple of different ways that you can kind of manage your anger if you're really angry, right? Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get to the space where you're like, you just want a reaction out of me. I'm not even going to give it to you. Like, because I'm at that space now, y'all. I'm not even going to hold y'all. There are sometimes I get angry, but I will avoid you. If you are causing it, out of here. I'm out of here. So the first one is to think before you speak, right? And I kind of just talked about that before. If you're thinking before you speak, then you ultimately don't allow yourself to go off the handle, right? Because sometimes people were raised in certain environments. Environment is a big factor as to how we interact with other people. So if you're raised in a certain environment and people like to yell and people like to scream or argue or whatever the case is, you're typically going to be like that. So think before you speak. If you're used to being in an environment where you're speaking and saying crazy stuff, and you may have a partner that's not typically used to that behavior, think before you speak, right? You don't want to hurt somebody's feelings and then have to come back, because now you're in a level space, a level-headed, and now you're okay to have that conversation. So just try to take a step back, even though you're angry, and think about what you would say to them and how they would receive it. Collect your thoughts, right? And take a step back, exactly what I said, right? So in that process of thinking about it, you're taking a step back, right? You're allowing yourself to separate yourself from that emotion that you're having in that moment. Express your frustration in a calm way at a later time. If you are in that moment and you know that you cannot bring yourself down, give yourself some time and come back to it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is hard for me, right? Because I was raised in a family where things were communicated when we had the issues. So to have somebody separate from me, I felt like they were neglecting me. But you have to start to look at it differently, right? Change your perspective on it. Okay, this person is giving me my space because they feel like I can't receive what they're saying right now. So it may not necessarily be that they want to neglect you or they don't care about you. It's just the fact that they know that you're not in a logical space right now, and anything and everything that they're saying is being used against them. And now this is a battle. And you don't want to be in a space where you're battling, especially when you're not being very logical at that moment. Give yourself some time and express your frustrations at a later time. If you have a hard time with that, maybe write things down so that you could have a clear state of mind, so that you're being very intentional about that conversation when you have it. Physical exercise is also something that helps with anger. I would say it helps with anger, right? Because if you're stressed out, it can reduce the stress, which will ultimately reduce your anger. Because sometimes when you're very, very stressed, you'll be lashing out on people. Right? Think about a time where you were very stressed and now everybody is getting things that they don't deserve, right? So physical exercise can help release that, right? Everything is about a domino effect, right? Identify your solutions. So like I said earlier, if you are a person that, I use my family as an example, maybe I like things organized and maybe they like to touch stuff, put your stuff in a private space, right? It's always about trying to find a solution, right? If you're angry, why am I angry? This is why I'm angry. Okay, I'm angry because of this. Now I'm going to try to do something different to fix that issue. So it's always about, being solution focused. What can I do? Stick with I statements, especially when you're having conversations with people. Sometimes people could take it the wrong way when you're like, yo, you did this and you did that, right? They feel like they're being attacked. So if you say, I feel like this when you do that, you take the pressure off of them and you give yourself, the light, because it really is about you in that moment. You're trying to give them insight into how you feel, why you feel that way, and what they could do differently. And if they really care about you, they're going to try to do it different, right? If they don't care about you, you'll probably get the same results every single time because they're not being considerate of you. But if they do care about you, it takes time for behaviors to change, but they will absolutely get to a space. The last suggestion that I have is relaxation techniques. These are beneficial to some people. All these skills are things that may not work for you, but you have to find the ones that work for you. So it's about trying different things until something really, really sticks with you, or creating something new if that's not something that resonates with you. For the relaxation techniques, you can do deep breathing. You can listen to mindfulness meditation. You can do several different things and just look at relaxation techniques that would kind of help reduce your anger in that moment. But like we said, back to the original post, which I'm going to put right after this video. You cannot see your reflection in boiling water, y'all. So stop trying to see your reflection in boiling water. Stop trying to create logic when you're not in a logical space. Write your frustrations down in that moment and come back to them. If you're not able to be very logical and you notice that when you get angry, you have certain reactions that people are not receptive to, try to look at that and try to understand yourself a little bit better, because that's really what it's all about. When you get to a space where you understand yourself better, nobody can mess with you, because you know the things that are going to be the triggers. You know the things that are going to cause you distress, and you're going to avoid them, or you're going to create a space where you don't feel that way, because we want to reduce the amount of anger that we feel, right? Anger we're going to feel regardless, but why have like an excessive amount when we don't need to? All right, that's all I have for y'all today. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel so that y'all can get these gems when I drop them. If y'all ever had an experience where y'all was angry, how did you calm yourself down, right? What techniques did you use? Or have you been just going off the handle? Like, let me know. Subscribe to my channel so you know when I post my next video, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up, y'all.